The first gun this year that I thought it felt really good on. I usually hate this optic. We've talked about it a lot, especially on Patreon episodes. You were using on a different builds earlier this year.
Right.
The BAL, STG even. I would try it on all those. Yep. I would immediately hate it. Immediately. DTR actually feels really good. So I used that the whole day yesterday. I mean... Stop.
I've gotten 30 kills in Call of Duty Warzone. Plus, we are live. Boys and girls, welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty Podcast, episode number 463. My name is Casey, also known as 30 Ball Jamal, also known as 30 Kill Phil, also known as 30 Shit Slam Cam, also known as Razinon. We'll get into that.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm joined by Tanner, who's still on K-BAM somehow for some reason.
Yeah. And I will be. Yeah.
I've received that.
Forever.
Welcome to the show. I believe my camera's working on my end, but it does not appear to be working on the program end. Okay.
It must be delayed.
My stuff's just, I'm
it's
giga delayed.
fine,
Anyways,
yeah.
Welcome to the show. Today, we have... I regret to say, because usually I say we have a lot to talk about. Not today. We do not have a lot to talk about because this game's cheeks. Yeah. Not really. The game's perfect, actually. We'll get into that. But anyways, welcome to the show. Yeah, today we have some stuff to go over, not too much. Obviously, we're coming from, or we're coming into the launch of BO6, 21 days. Which is 3 weeks for you math wizards out there. You may have already figured it out. I had to calculate it beforehand. We're very close to BO6 coming out, but we're in the very awkward stage where we're not close enough yet for there to be any new info or anything, or trailers or stuff like that. But we're close enough so that this game is done being updated. It's done. They're gonna do one more thing on whatever, the 17th or something.
Someday at some time. Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be nothing, and then that's gonna happen, whatever it is. It's gonna be a goofy LTM, and then that's gonna be it. And then MW3 will sail off into the sunset. And I wish it will. So, with that said, not much to cover today. We do have some announcements, including, speaking of MW3, we will be doing a year in review. Next week.
We will.
So it's been a while. We didn't do one for MW2 because actually we did a very brief one, I remember. And I will tell you that whole episode again now. It was like it was my Holocaust.
Yeah.
MW2 game was ass, obviously. That is not the case for MW3. There's a lot to say, good and bad. A lot of good though. And we will be doing a year in review on that next Saturday, not this Saturday. I know a lot of you guys like those episodes, and it's been a while, obviously. So we're excited to talk about that one again. A lot of good things to say, and that'll be fun. But in the meantime, we have some other announcements. We'll get into them. But first, the episode, insofar as we have one. So there was a patch, or there were a couple, I guess. We're going to start with the official patch notes. This was 2 days ago in Warzone on Tuesday. The Terra Ball challenge, they made a lot easier, so downs count as progress rather than fulls. I didn't try for this camo, but it was apparently very easy to get, except for that particular challenge, which took some people like hours to do. This should be a lot easier now if you are going for that. So there you go. And then also they changed the crossbow. They buffed it. The MW2 crossbow.
Some guy using it in our last match today, actually.
I have died to it after this buff, actually. I think it was yesterday. One guy sniped me. I've got it. It's still not good, though, and don't use it. Or you'll get shit slammed by shit slam cam 30 times.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into. But anyways, other than that, fixed an issue preventing new contracts from appearing after the second circle. 2 other bug fixes. This is in the weapons section, by the way. So, okay. They've just totally given up. I mean, they have totally just given up. They are not checked in at all.
There's a weapons section, and then there's another weapons section. Yeah. Oh, no.
Yep. Yeah. They phoned it home. So.
Oh, wow. If you switch to controller, you get 30 kills just like this. That's what YouTube's telling me on my phone.
Just like that.
I should watch that.
Switch to controller to get 30 kills just like that. Yeah, we'll get into that. So anyways, I've gotten 30 kills in Warzone, by the way. That's it for patch notes that are official.
Wow.
There were also some unofficial ones. These are actually some substantive. So some of you may have noticed there were like 100 billion contracts in Big Map and on Resurgence. That is no longer the case.
Yeah.
There's now an appropriate number of contracts. You might be sad about that because you are a little contract goblin and that gets you a lot of money. But think just a little bit harder and realize it's actually probably a good thing because too many contracts means everyone has way too much money.
Yeah.
And that's not cool. And then, hey, I got bunkered 8 times in a row. That wasn't very fun. Yeah. Part of that is because there were far too many contracts. So don't be super happy that it was there.
Yeah.
And now it's gone. So that's good.
Yeah. There would be like, a Stronghold. There would be about 10 at Stronghold by itself in, the one little area. One time when we were dropping prison, there were 9 bounty contracts in the prison building. So that's bottom floor, could have been showers, could have been the roof. But in the prison area, there were 9 bounty contracts alone, let alone the other contracts that were there. It was crazy. That's fixed now.
It was wild. That is fixed now. And then another fix that I actually hadn't noticed, but
I wonder why.
I believe. Yeah. I'm on controller. Aim assist is overpowered. Switch to it. Sorry. Flare up. They fixed muzzle smoke on the DTIR. And by fixed, I mean reduced.
Yeah.
So this is supposedly noticeable. I didn't really have a problem with it before. I sort of did, but not really, because once again, I'm on a Digimon. Fly Digimon 4, and then Digimon. Yeah, that's a good one. And Tanner, however, did notice it quite a bit, even prior to knowing that it was patched.
It was bad.
Tell us about it, man.
It was really bad, and now it's good. Yeah, I was just playing yesterday with the choreo because I wanted to try something new. And I was like, maybe the smoke is less substantial on the choreo. So I started running. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, the smoke seems like there's a lot less smoke than I remember. The last time I tried it, and Jake was like, the choreo has always had less smoke on the DTR. Like, I never thought it was noticeable. I'm like, huh, that's weird because I thought it was bad. So played with it the whole day, felt good. And then later in Discord, somebody had said, yeah, they fixed the muzzle smoke on it. I was like, oh, that's what it was. And then I went back and I used the glassless optic. Yeah, the muzzle smoke is virtually gone. And I was watching Metaphor yesterday too. He was not using it like you had said because he said it was, quote, unusable because of the muzzle smoke. He was using it yesterday again too. So of course they fixed it. Pretty substantial change, and then they just don't put it in the patch notes. I've received that, guys. Yeah. But that's cool. It's fixed. That's good. Yeah, the gun feels a lot better now because now I can use a suppressor, have less recoil, a lot less recoil, especially when you're shooting out. It's like 100 meters or so.
Less.
Even just 3-5% less recoil is a massive difference at that range. So feels much, much better. Glad that they fixed that. Yeah. I was also, since there's nothing else to talk about too, I'll say this now. I was using the thermal optic, the SZ Holotherm, all day yesterday on Big Map on the DTIR. The first gun this year that I thought it felt really good on. I usually hate this optic. We've talked about it a lot, especially on Patreon episodes. You were using on a different builds earlier this year. Right. The BAL, STG even. I would try it on all those. Yep. I would immediately hate it. Immediately. DTR actually feels really good. So I used that the whole day yesterday. I mean, it is probably actually 30 to 40% of my kills were just full on through smoke, like all of it. So it was fun on that gun. It felt really, really tasty. So I'll probably be using that on Big Map for the rest of this game's life cycle, honestly. Yeah. And on Vondel today, too. We had the heavy fog on Vondel, which it was actually the heavy fog, like the announcer says that. Heavy fog rolling in. You cannot see 1 block away. So then when I got my loadout again after I died, I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick up my thermal version. Just see everybody. 100 meters away. I'm live pinging them for you guys. You guys are just shooting the live pings. You can't see them, right? Because you're not using a thermal. So it was nice for that too. But yeah, muzzle smoke's fixed. The gun feels a lot better.
Yeah. One of the reasons I was saying thermal would be really good on that gun is it has like virtually no recoil. So it zooms like even more than the Eagle Eye, but, and that's kind of a problem for a lot of guns that even like have been meta. So what was it prior to the STG? I don't remember, whatever, but like most meta guns, it zoomed enough to where even guns with pretty easy to control recoil would become a lot more difficult visually anyway, because it zoomed in so much. Not a problem at all for the DTIR. Plus its fire rate is kind of slow, so it has minimal recoil and you have a lot of time between rounds.
Yeah, you can get back on target quicker. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. And then another thing I was saying is because of its really bad muzzle smoke, a thermal is also a good idea for that reason, because you see through your muzzle smoke with it, which I guess isn't an issue anymore. But yeah. Anyways, fixed muzzle smoke on the DCIR. Good thing for sure. So yeah, that's it. I mean, we have no news on whatever crazy thing they're going to be doing on the 17th. Is it?
Yeah, whenever that is that
whenever the
ranked season ends. Well, when ranked
whenever
ends,
that is. I don't know when that is, but whenever that does happen, something crazy is gonna happen.
Yeah.
In game, not that crazy, but there's gonna be some kind of LTM. I'm sure it's gonna be some build up for BO6, but we don't know anything about that yet. Yeah. And that's pretty much all they've changed with the game. So we will keep you guys posted, obviously. But now we will move on to news and upcoming changes. Again, not much to talk about here. In fact, one thing to talk about here. This might be the shortest episode we've ever done. I mean, this is scant.
We're at 11 minutes and we're done, yeah.
This is not looking good, fellas. Yeah. So anyway, and Emmy and Nicole. So one other thing floating around the timeline. Call of Duty streamer BobbyPoff was permanently banned from Call of Duty Warzone. Activision has not officially stated a reason for the ban. And he said about this today? Was this today?
Yes.
Today. Okay. BobbyPoff tweeted, "Perma-banned on COD ? Never cheated for a single second in 90 plus days played of Warzone." And that means 24 hours times 90, not he started 3 months ago. Won't tell me why either, but we stay grinding. So a lot of people speculating about what's going on here, because it's one thing to be falsely temp banned. It's one thing to be falsely shadow banned. It's quite another to be falsely permanently banned, especially if you are a massive Call of Duty exclusively content creator, which BobbyPoff unfortunately is.
Yeah.
So a lot of speculation on what's going on there, but I actually don't think it's a huge mystery, because I don't watch him. I can't stand him, but
yeah.
Someone in our Discord and or chat was saying he does use Warzone Agent. And for those of you who don't know what that is, I don't have it or use it, but I'm familiar with it. Basically, it is I think it's an executable. I'm pretty sure it's an application you run. And once you're in a lobby, so it's like really helpful for ranked, for example. So I load into a ranked match. It's doing the countdown before the match starts. I pull up Warzone Agent. It'll show me everyone in that lobby, in my lobby currently, and it'll show their stats.
Yeah.
So you can see, oh, Dickfuck McGee, level 15, has a 100% headshot ratio, and his kill death ratio is at infinity because he hasn't died yet. Maybe we back out of this one, because I don't want to die to this very obvious cheater. Or it's good for even just dodging other good teams. So, you know, you see the Demon of Lemang, aka 30 kill film me in there, and you're like, ooh, this guy's gotten a 30 bomb. Yeah, okay. Maybe we should back out of this one. Yeah. That's what Warzone Agent could also be good for.
Yeah.
And to dodge, if you're a big streamer too, I could also see it to dodge stream snipers. If people do that to you often, you might start to recognize names.
Maybe too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They're double dipping in the cringe. Yeah. So, there are like legitimate uses for it, but stream snipers also use it. So they will try to stream snipe with Warzone Agent. So they'll look for like, okay, is Metaphor in this lobby? No. Okay. Back out, requeue, and then do it that way. So anyways, the point is that's what it does. And that is not something you can do without that program. So if I'm just trying to use the tools in the video game to see a list of everyone in my current lobby before the match starts and their stats, that's not possible. So it's almost certainly technically cheating. And the reason it's possible for it to list all those KDs and stuff is because it's reading the data of like other players in your lobby in a way that you shouldn't be able to do. Now, does it constitute cheating morally? Probably not. Maybe though, depends on how you use it. But but certainly not as bad as walling or aimbotting or something, obviously. However, from a TOS perspective, from Activision's perspective, does it count as cheating? Almost certainly.
Yeah, so
in the same way like an unlock tool would.
So I found the tweet from August 8th from COD Updates, and they said, to combat boosting and stream sniping, Ricochet Anti-Cheat is deploying updates targeting lobby scraping apps. Call of Duty will shut down for players with these apps active. See, so it doesn't sound like they would ban anybody. Then it says, applications that tamper with game memory are prohibited by our security and enforcement policy, and their use may result in account enforcement. So don't know what that means, so maybe this is what he was using, maybe not. Maybe he was permanently banned somehow for using an unlock tool. However, I would doubt it. Maybe he was permanently banned for account sharing, or maybe it was just all an error. So who knows? Or
maybe he's cheating. I mean, I know like nothing about him other than that he's popular and he's good. Like he gets a lot of kills and wins and all that. So it is possible that he is in fact cheating. I mean, I don't know. I'm not claiming that he is, to be clear, but
I really doubt it.
I'm also not claiming he isn't. I mean, who knows?
I think he's on K-Bam too, isn't he?
On the internet.
Does anybody confirm? I'm pretty sure he is.
K-Bam. Yes, I believe he's on K-Bam. So
he's
that
certainly
would
not
make
good.
It way more obvious to see if he is cheating. Yeah, that's a good point. So probably not, but I don't know. I mean, who knows? But yeah, that's that. So
shout out to BobbyPoff.
He did say we stay grinding.
He'll be unbanned for sure. Oh, but the thing was, it sounds like he reached out to somebody at Activision and they won't tell him why he was permanently banned. Either they won't tell him why, that's the way it's worded, or he hasn't gotten information yet. I don't know, but almost certainly he'll get his account back. It was probably something in error.
Yeah. Because another thing too is, I believe it tells you in an email that you've gotten banned and why. Usually. Not sure. I've never been banned from COD.
Really?
Or anything.
All
except
the cool
the
kids have been
suspension
banned.
on Star Wars The Old Republic when I glitched into a datacron on the fleet. But besides that, I've never been banned in a game. But anyways, yeah, I particularly not COD. So I don't know. But I thought you did get an email. Seems like you would, because I was watching Very Bad Scav, who is a Tarkov streamer, YouTuber guy, and he does like the cheater expose videos, and they're funny. And one guy got caught because he was dumb enough to stream him going through his emails to prove he's not cheating. Idiot! And of course, there was an email in there from Battlestate, the dev of that game, that said your account has been banned. so then it's like, okay, idiot, you've been caught. Yeah. So I would assume most games would email you and tell you, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Obviously he didn't get one. So that's pretty much that though. I don't really have anything else to say. So hopefully if he wasn't cheating, he gets his account back. And if he was cheating, hopefully Activision releases a statement so that he's shamed and banned on Twitch. Today's episode is brought to you by our Patreon, where we offer our members all of our episodes early access and ad-free. Starting at just $5 a month at the gold tier, patrons also get 3 raw, uncensored Call of Duty bonus eps every month, in addition to every bonus episode we've ever done in the past, and a unique Discord role. If you've been considering joining the Patreon, now is a great time as we gear up for the launch of Black Ops 6 on October 25th. We are very likely this month going to have some bonus episodes focused on BO6, definitely at least one after the launch, and hopefully 1 or 2 before then if we get more info on the launch prior to the launch. Launch, by the way. Also, this month, we will likely be doing Rebirth Island customs again for all of our patrons. So if you missed out on the last one, now is your chance. Join the Patreon. For October, we will send off MW3 with some more Rebirth customs available once again to all of our patrons. At $10 a month, Platinum gets you everything from the gold tier alongside one anything goes Q&A episode, rather than just gaming related like the public ones, where only you guys can ask the questions or hear the answers. Damascus at $20 a month gets all that and one behind the scenes ep, a monthly Damascus only patron hangout, and access to the Discord Damascus Lounge. Did you hate hearing this ad? Then sign up for our Patreon. Let's get back to the show. And that's it. That's all we have to talk about, guys. I mean, nothing really going on. Other than that, however, one other thing I did see that we can talk about if I can find some stuff is all of this Rostermania stuff.
Oh, we're not talking about that.
And Rostermania is the phrase that the Warzone people and CDL people use when the season ends and then everyone's scrambling for a new team because they didn't win or whatever. So a couple things on the teams. What will be the teams next year for World Series of Warzone? Number one, and most obviously, perhaps, Biffle, who was contemplating, supposedly, not playing competitive Warzone ever again, is of course going to be playing competitive Warzone again. That's what he said on the main stage. He said, yeah, I'll do another year or whatever. It was all a giant bait. So that's obvious. Another thing I saw was a tweet from, this is not that recent. It was the day, I think, of the finals of the World Series of Warzone. And some guy whose name I don't remember tweeted, "It was a mistake to play with my friends. They're cool though."
Oh, that was Jukeyz, I think.
Maybe, I don't know.
Pretty sure it was Jukeyz.
An insane tweet.
Jukeyz has lost his mind. Yeah, I can probably find it.
It was really funny. And I guess that kind of stuff is still going on, Rostermania or whatever. But I haven't seen anything since
Jukeyz had tweeted, "I went with my heart instead of my head this year and it backfired. I learned a big lesson from the last year and make sure it won't ever happen again. One thing I will say, other than bad performances, it was a pleasure to run it back with 2 of the people I care the most about in the scene. It's unfortunate it didn't work out, but nonetheless, I love the boys. I love the boys, the world, okay? And I'll always be there for them. That being said, I'll be with the new squad next year." Yeah.
So
he's like, these guys are cool, but they're ass.
Yeah, that's an insane tweet. Here's the thing about it. Everything he said there is totally fine. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if he could have played with better teammates or not, whatever. Let's assume that's true. Let's assume he could have played with better teammates, but he chose not to. And then when he lost, he was like, damn, I should have played with better teammates. That's all fine. That's a great thought to have. I even might agree with you on everything you said in that tweet. Here's the thing, though. Keep it to yourself. Why do you need to just shit on them immediately on the timeline? Like, I don't need that. No one needs to hear that. Why does anyone saying that? You could have also just left it at like, hey, we gave it a really good shot. We weren't quite there. I'm going to be mixing it up next year with some different teammates. You're almost shitting on them because they're your good friends, is what it sounds like. Like, oh yeah, I really like these guys, but they're not good.
Yeah.
So I'll be playing with someone else. Like, would you say that if they weren't your really good friends, but they still were ass or whatever by your estimation? It's just an insane thing to tweet. I would almost laugh if I was one of those 2 teammates. Like, hey man.
Well, it was FIFA kill.
You don't need to say it. Like, just keep it to yourself and just be like, hey, I'm going for another team next year.
It was FIFA
It's so
kill
funny.
and Lennon. So they're both EU frogs, yeah. But Jukeyz
so
has
of course
been
they're
washed
terrible.
since like Verdansk, like year one. He hasn't been relevant or good in a few years, so he's kind of an idiot for always yapping about stuff like that when he's probably the problem. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to their team because they're European and I don't care. But yeah,
And they got shit slammed, hard.
They got
by
slammed,
Americans. Yeah. 3 Americans.
goes to show you, by the way, like FIFA was on that team, so I don't know what place he got, but FIFA's like always
They did
grinding
pretty
ranked
well
and at
for
the top.
EU, I think.
Yes, I got like 41st place probably.
Yeah. It does go to show you how good those lobbies are, because FIFA slams in pubs. EU pubs, to be fair.
Well, I meant more, he'll slam in pubs but gets destroyed in public matches.
Right.
There are some people who are just literally only good in pubs, and then they get to the private matches, they just don't know how to play, basically,
Yeah.
FIFA's ass,
So,
100 emoji.
100
He probably
emojis.
doesn't have a 30 bomb, honestly.
He's probably not 30 kill Phil,
No.
or 30 ball Jamal. Yeah, that's true. So anyway, I don't know. I thought that was funny. I saw, the reason I bring this up, by the way, is I think yesterday or 2 days ago, I saw Pulse Check streaming, or a Pulse Check clip maybe on Twitter, that had the word Rostermania in it. So I thought that was still kind of going on, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm bugging.
I mean, they all tweeted about stuff like the day after the tournament, but the teams will be changing until they're locked in like 8 months from now, so it really doesn't matter at this point. They'll be trying a bunch of new teams. The only team that won't break up is Shifty, Soka, and Biffle, of course. All the other teams will split up.
Ladies
probably.
and gentlemen, your World Series of Warzone 2025 champions. By the
Oh,
way.
it was.
I'm taking bets now.
It was Breadman who said he's done with his team too. That was the other one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah."
And again, totally fine. But to passively aggressively say they're bad and you only played with them because you like them is just crazy, diabolical comms. Especially the day of. Just diabolical. I couldn't believe it. It was actually hilarious. And rightfully, by the way, he was getting shit on in the replies to that tweet.
Yeah, he was.
Which was really funny. So anyway.
Warzone.
But yeah, that's all we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. So a couple announcements before we go. Quite a few announcements, actually. In terms of the podcast, things are getting exciting. So at least we have that to look forward to and talk about. First and foremost, Jordan Kin, and I will read the last name listed here. I don't know if it's actually his last name, but that's his name in publicly anyway. Has edited their Patreon membership. His membership to annual Obsidian. He said they instead of her, and he's talking about one of his friends because he knew he was going to get made fun of. That's why I brought that up. He's like, oh yeah, one of my friends, they did this, and then they changed their emblem, and they changed their clan tag, and I was like, hey man, why are you saying they? Are you talking about a e-girl, perhaps? Notoriously, Jakin said yes and started laughing. And
that's funny.
Yeah. Anyways. So I'll edit that out if you want, because you're now an annual Obsidian patron.
Wow.
Welcome to the yacht, buddy. Going from the lounge to the yacht, bro is him. He's absolutely him. We love to see it. Thank you. We appreciate you. You're a gentleman and a scholar, and we take those.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, young king. And welcome to the
I think
yacht.
that bugged out actually because that was you that edited your membership to Annual Obsidian. So thank you, Raz, for that annual.
You're
Obsidian
welcome. Yes,
membership.
that's correct.
Shout out to
Yes,
Raz for that.
I am now in the yacht. Yes. And then also we got a donation of $5 United States dollars from Davis N. And the reason he's donating this is to send this message because, some context for you, when he became a patron, we said, hey man, those names don't go together at all. Not at all. And we can't say it. I don't want to dox him, but it's not, because Davis is a bog standard white boy name. And his last name, which starts with an N, is not. It is not a white boy name. I can tell you that. So he helped clarify for us. He said this: My parents named me after a street on my birth certificate, but have only called me David, which is not Davis, by the way. My entire life, L parents. So I'm more confused now. So what's on the birth certificate?
So,
David, Davis, or your real name?
So it says Davis on his birth certificate, but his parents call him David. That's what I'm taking it as. Yeah, we're gonna need another $5 and you to explain.
I think
further.
you're right.
So
and that's
let's get another $5.
We're not sure. Here. We're not sure. So yeah, if you wanted to donate another $5 United States dollars, thank you very much, Davis and or David. We appreciate that. King, you're a god. Yeah. So
thanks.
By the way, they still don't go together, David or Davis, with that. So
no, you hear David a lot with that, with last names of that type.
Do you?
Well, it's more the people that come here and they kind of change their name, to be fair. So which kind of doesn't count, I guess, but that's very common here.
Okay, I'll
in
give
Southern
you
California.
That.
We have a lot of them.
I'll give you that. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, which is fine, by the way. Fine people.
Yeah.
Many of them are fine people. That's a Trump quote. That's why I'm laughing. So yeah, other than that, this Saturday we will be doing a COD/gaming Q&A. If you wanted to ask questions, join the Discord. There's a Q&A questions channel in which you can ask your questions and we may or may not answer them. On Patreon, our Patreon Q&A episodes, we will answer any type of question about anything, basically. But for the public ones, it'll be gaming-related ones only. That's what we're going to be doing on Saturday. If you wanted to skip the line and ask about gaming or something, you could also do that by being there live and super chatting $3 United States dollars or more. I'm feeling generous. So keep that in mind. That'll be this Saturday. And then next Saturday, we will be doing MW3 A Year in Review. That's going to be a big giga episode. Tanner and I are going to sit and spend quite a bit of time writing everything down. Probably format it in the same way we've done in the past, which will be like the good, the bad, and the ugly, or the neutral, maybe. We'll see. But definitely like a good section and bad section. And we're going to try and talk about the whole gamut of MW3. So multiplayer, maps, guns, how many balance updates there were, how often there were, the maps they added, like Fortune's Keep and Rebirth, adding Superstore, and then of course Warzone and the Warzone integration, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's going to be very broad in its scope. That's going to be a fun one. So that's not going to be this Saturday again. It's going to be next Saturday. And then another thing, this month, instead of a Damascus hangout, we are going to be doing a patrons hangout. All patrons, because we're going to run back some Rebirth customs. Turn me up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're doing it.
Yep. And for the first time ever, 30 Ball Jamal will be making an appearance, which is me.
Yeah.
So I'm the Demon of Lemang is going to be stalking you guys, our patrons, and shooting bodies. And I'll have my foot pedal by then, so I will be prox chatting heaps and lots. I'm going to be prox chatting heaps and lots.
You know, foot pedals are only for cheating, right?
What? Wait, say that again?
Foot pedals are only for cheating. That's what they say usually.
Is that what they say?
That's how you cheat. Yeah, you get a foot pedal, and that's how you get your aim lock.
And, oh yeah, that would work. Yeah.
You don't hear about foot pedals too much anymore. Is it just because they're not new anymore, or did people stop using them for some reason? I would think they're still popular.
They're not new anymore. Okay. Because I think a lot of people still use them.
Yeah, that used to be the thing. Oh, he's using a foot pedal. He's aim locking.
Because I want to be able to prox chat on controller, and it's very cringe to have to hold my keyboard button down. So I got foot pedals. They'll be here on Saturday.
Wow.
And I will be having one.
Did you get a clutch
to talk.
Is it a two pedal or three pedal system?
That threw me for a loop. I was like, what? No, I did not get a clutch, but it is a little tri-pedal. I don't know what I'm going to use the other two pedals for, though. One of them is going to be push to talk. I might use one for like plating. I don't know if I'll actually use it, though.
You could use one for like to play a sound effect. So you can, with your right foot, you can hold down to start prox chat, and then the left one, you can have it say shit slammed or something like that. So just every single time you can just match them. You don't even have to talk.
Shitter moment.
Yeah. Could do that.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Have it play a sound effect. That's an extremely strong idea, which I will be looking into. Yeah.
Do a little sound
maybe
effect,
one of them will have like F9 or F10. Mute the game.
Mute, yeah. I mute the game a lot, often.
Too. I do stay muting. Yeah.
Constantly.
I stay muting for sure. So anyways, all of that to say, if you wanted to play Rebirth Customs, if you missed out last time, this is going to be a hangout, but we're going to invite all patrons, not just Damascus patrons this time. Once again, actually, for Rebirth Customs. So, and we also need lots of people. So we can't start a lobby unless we have, I believe, 31.
It was a number for sure. We did it last time. We did it for a few hours, and it was a great time. So we'll need to get you guys the date and the time ASAP. I don't know if we should ask again or because last time more people said Saturday than Friday, if I remember correctly. So I'm thinking once again, probably a Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. So maybe a Saturday, October 19th, a week before BO6. But also, no, we can still do a normal pod that day. Yeah.
Slammed.
Oh, no.
Should I do that?
You could. That sounds horrific.
Yeah, sounds really
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah,
wow.
Great comms, Ben. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll do something like that. But yeah, we haven't set a date or time yet. But if you wanted to come, join the Patreon now, because it's only going to be open to patrons. And then we will, in Discord, make sure you link your Patreon and Discord accounts. We will do it there. And we'll have a separate little Discord channel for each and every team so that everyone can have good, clear comms in the Discord. And then we can all hop back in the lobby channel and shit talk each other between games. It was really, really fun last time. And I'm excited to do it again.
Yeah.
So you should want to be there. And as soon as we know the date and time, it will be in our Discord and the events thing. I'll make an event out of it and it'll auto correct to your location. So it'll whatever date and time you see in Discord for that custom game will be correct for your time zone. So keep your eye on that if you wanted to come.
Yeah.
And then link your Patreon and Discord accounts, for which there is a guide on in the Discord new patron onboarding channel. So, and then last but not least, I did get 30 kills in Warzone today. Yeah. And it is what they call, I hear the phrase a perfect storm that refers to two things: the rise of Adolf Hitler and this game of Warzone.
Oh, wow.
It was in fact a perfect storm.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the VPN barking. We did the lobby AFK strat. I have aim assist. And Jake was feeding me kills toward the end.
How was that working? Was he shooting them or just live pinging them for you?
He was just he didn't need to. He was just live pinging them. I mean, I got 3 kills that Jake was on a building just looking in the water, standing over them. And he's like, "Rats, come here." Like live ping him, come kill him. So I got like 3 kills, or two or 3 that way. I got a legitimate on my own sort of aim assist. Does anyone? 21, I think, but whatever. But the point is, I made a YouTube video of all of it. So it's the whole unedited gameplay. You guys can go see for yourselves. It is as Jakin put it, he put it greatly, a generational lobby. It is the worst opponents I have ever had the pleasure of shit slamming hard in Warzone by a lot. I mean,
that sounds fun.
Really bad.
I wish I could have been there.
It was really fun. It was tremendously fun. It was tremendously fun. So that YouTube video is now up on our YouTube in the clips playlist. The title is "Switch to Controller to Get 30 Kills Just Like This." And keep in mind, I'm on day 11, maybe, of playing on a controller. And my previous PR was 16, I think.
Yeah.
It is now 30. Now, to be clear, I probably am breaking 16 on K-BAM in that lobby also. You'll see. But I'm not getting 30. There's no shot. So, once again, I will say, I've been saying this on Patreon, I'll say it publicly as a PSA for you now. Get off of K-BAM now. If any of you listening are on it, stop. Go to controller, unless you just don't want to get many more kills than you usually do.
Well,
and
unless you're Ben G.
deaths.
Ben went, what, 2-78, 2-56 or something on shipment? You can't be telling people
get them
that,
with
man.
the paddles out the back. You
No,
gotta have,
that's
they gotta
not-
have that caboose
that's
out the back.
He's
They
getting,
gotta have those pumpkins
he's getting
out the
2
back,
kills.
yes.
He ain't getting all of a sudden
if
30
he
with
had the pumpkins
paddles.
out the back, he would
No,
have
I don't think
far
so.
more.
3 and 51.
Yes,
Thank you,
dude.
Ben.
You have to be able to slide
You
cancel.
can't teach old dogs new tricks, man.
I'm a pretty old dog, and I've got lots of new tricks, 30 of them. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's been confirmed by him that the paddle was not the problem.
I mean, yeah, there's going to be, for the first while, you're going to be doing worse because you're not used to it, but it does become worth it. So anyways, if you guys want to go watch that, you can go to the YouTube. It's in 1080p. It's like a Twitch download. So
really?
it's good enough quality, but it's not, stunning 1440p clarity. But the comms are all there. It's also funny. There are some funny moments in there. Because I was at Zoo, and I mean terrorize. I was a terrorist in game.
Yeah.
YouTube, relax. In game at Zoo, I was just a zoophile terrorist running around, banging all the animals. And I said, please God, to my teammates, Jake and Cope, do not come to Zoo. Stay away from me. I need to get all of these kills. Don't come yoink them up. Because Jake and
Jake
Cope
does that a lot.
love to yoink my kills.
Yeah, Jake gets mad.
Don't do it.
Jake gets mad when people shoot at the same person he's shooting at, yet he'll come and just take all your kills at a POI.
Yep.
Yeah. And then when you say something to him, we're like, we'll kill him faster. Okay. I've received that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really getting this episode demonetized. You've mentioned Hitler, you've said the Holocaust, and now you've also mentioned that you're a terrorist. So don't even bother trying to monetize this. Yeah, it'd be a complete waste of our time.
If it ran any ads, it would be the length of the entire episode anyway, so they probably didn't plan on it regardless. But yeah, Jake does like to steal kills a lot. But he pulled through for me. He pulled through for me on this one.
Well, he needs his teammates to get kills anyways.
That's what they're saying, yeah. He would always flame me for like, dude, you gotta drop 20. And then he would just rampantly steal all of my kills and then flame me for not getting 20. Got it. So can't do that anymore. But anyway, it's a funny lobby. So I said, do not come to Zoo, please. And then I got down. Then I said, please help me at Zoo.
Okay. I received that.
This was roughly.
You gotta get a self, man.
2 seconds back to back. I think I had one and I got thirsted. Yeah, I got shit slammed a little bit, but it was funny. It was a funny lobby. But if anything, you should go watch it just to see how bad some people are.
I would like to see how bad they are. Yeah.
There are some people that are just really bad and not good.
Yeah, one of those protected lobbies. Yeah,
on YouTube. Yeah, it was actually, we infiltrated. Yeah.
Shout out to SBMM for making that possible, by the way, to get that lobby there. Thanks.
Exactly.
Thanks, skill-based matchmaking.
That game is only possible because of SBMM, because we for sure glitched our way into the protected bracket. Yeah, which shouldn't exist at all. So shout out to Activision and Joe Apricot. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's it. We'll be back on Saturday. Love you guys. Jakin, thank you again. Davis, thank you again.
Jakin, thanks, buddy.
Super Chatter, thank you again as well. Thank you for watching and listening. Join the Patreon, Rebirth Customs, and more. And stay humble.
Stay humble.